Join me today as we put together the latest addition to the Star Wars mech line, set 75411, the Darth Maul Mech. This is the Geek Cabal channel. My name is Bobbie, if you've not been here before, and today we're going to be putting together a Lego set, the Darth Maul Mech, set number 75411. This set came out June 1st, and we're not very far into June as I'm recording this. Hopefully won't be very far into June once I get it edited and get it up. So at least whenever I checked the other day, this still isn't actually listed on Amazon yet. So if you do see this and you want this, you probably have to go through Lego at the moment. Now down the road, once it's on Amazon, I'll put an affiliate link in there. But I don't know, like, your local Walmart or Target might have these, depending on how quickly they have reset their Lego areas, because June 1st, because a lot of sets came out June 1st. Like, I know the Walmart close to me is in the clearancing out the sets that have to move out phase, so that'll probably take another week or two before they actually get around to resetting everything. I know that they actually have these in stock. They were on a pallet the other day that they had out there, but no, it takes a little while. Most stores don't just jump right on that because it's not a priority, because it's not Christmas. So you might not see these right this very moment in your stores, is my point. But the online stores might have them, as far as Target and Walmart and whoever else carries these. But like I said, the Lego store and the Lego online does. So, yeah, so I've done a build of the Stormtrooper mech and Luke's X-Wing mech. I do have the other two, Darth Vader and Boba Fett. I just haven't put them together yet. I'll get to those hopefully relatively soon. Hopefully you guys can still find those, because I got both of them on clearance. And some more Stormtrooper mechs to back up Darth Vader. So, yeah, this one looks pretty straightforward, you know, similar to the others. Basically looks like a big version of Darth Maul with Darth Maul in it. This big double-bladed lightsaber. Nice little touch here with the probe droid. You'll hopefully see when I build these. So, if you've not seen one of these videos before, what I normally do is I've got an overhead armature that you can't see out of the shot here that I bring down over the table, you know, open up everything and build the set, and then I do a little commentary at the end. I'll try to put timestamps if you want to skip past the actual building part, because this is a small enough set I'm probably not going to speed up the timing on it. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see in the editing. Sometimes I do. For bigger sets, I do. Also, there will probably not be a short of this, because I have come to learn that given the size of the channel, the shorts may actually be hurting the channel. So probably not going to do that. I've debated on making a channel just for the shorts, and I might still. If I do, I will maybe copy the current shorts over there, but I'm not going to remove the current ones from this channel. I'm just not going to add any more to it. So anyway, let's open this guy up and see what we got. All right, well, let's open her up here. So it looks like we have 3 bags, the 2 beams for the sabers, and our instruction booklet. The bags are numbered, so we'll open them up in sequence. And looks like the instructions are going to be 88 pages. Then we got some pictures here of some other sets. I've already done a video of the Death Trooper and Night Trooper transport set. Then we have the parts catalog back here in the back. So let's get to bag number 1 and get started. So first things first is Darth Maul. So we got the legs, the torso, the head, And then a spiked crown since he's a Zabrak. So here is the figure up close. Looks like he probably has his cybernetic legs at this point. So this is supposed to be post Phantom Menace. Got some back print there. Comes with an extra crown piece. Then we'll get his lightsaber here. So here we go. Now he's ready to go kill Qui-Gon Jinn. I have an extra saber handle. It's maybe an extra, we'll see. But it probably is. So step one is this giant piece. We add a black round 1x2 there. Rounded black 2x2. Then these ball joint pieces. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably where the legs attach. We're going to take this red piece like so. Then a smooth 2x2 with a stud in the center, dark gray. And some more ball jointed pieces. Then a red 1x4 that's smooth in the middle two studs. Then black piece, same kind of piece, just black. Then black 1x2 smooth grid pieces. A black 1x block. Well, two of them is going to be one on each side. 1x1. Then a 2x2 black plate. Then a modified plate, dark gray, has the studs in the front as well as on the top. Oh, skip a page. Then we have another 1x2 black grid. Then we have, this is a 1x2 piece, but I don't really know what to call this. It's got a flat plate on one side, then a section in the middle. This is going to be for Darth Maul. It goes right between the legs like that. That's what's going to hold him into the mech. So that goes on the one stud here, it looks like. Yeah. Then we have these rounded black pieces. Then a yellow 1x2 with 2 clips in the front. And then a dark gray slope, but more like an angular slope than a smooth slope. Than a rounded slope, I should say. Then we have the giant red front piece that gets this 2x2 printed piece that's supposed to resemble Darth Maul's tattoo. And that goes here, which will be the chest for the mech once we're done. We got to turn it over. And we're going to add this 1x3 kind of smooth piece to the center studs. And then it's got a hole in the bottom where we're going to put this red clamp piece. Okay, so now we're on to bag number 2. So I'll put this to the side for the moment. Okay, so I need this swivel piece. It doesn't actually swivel, but it's made to look like it's a swivel. Then we're going to put what is that piece? Looks like a Technic pin. So if I find it. Well, clearly looks, well, okay, I'm off. It's dark gray, not black. That's why I couldn't find it. So the Technic pin goes into that slot. Then we're going to add a ball joint to this end. Then a black 1x2 with the studs on the side as well. And a black round 1x1. Then a dark gray That's the other color. Slope, like that's a gridded slope. Then a dark olive 1x2 with the thing sticking off the side there. Unfortunately, I don't know what you'd call that. Then a 1x1 with the clamp. And then we're going to take this, it's got a peg with a round 1x1 on it. It goes here and goes in the clamp, and the peg attaches. Then a dark gray angular slope. At the other end, we're going to attach the receptacle to the ball joint piece. Dark gray 1x2. And a dark black 1x2 with the side studs. Then this kind of hump piece here. It's 2x2. It's got 2 studs on the top. And then a round piece here on top of the stud that we put in. Kind of a dome piece. Alright, we're going to set that to the side. We're probably going to do all that again, but in reverse here in a moment. So then we start with the receptacle to the ball joint. Then a 1x that comes up the side with a stud. One of those on each side. Then a 1x plate that has a 2x2 plate attached to it at an angle. Then we're going to add a 1x2 plate with a center stud with an olive, dark olive, 1x1 round with a little peg sticking on the top. I'm going to take the olive 2x2, dark gray 2x2 with side studs, and that's going to go into here. Then a black 1x2 with rounded edges goes underneath the front there. And a black 2x4 under the front. And these spikes, which I assume are going to be like toenails essentially, because this is the foot. Then this black, I don't know, 1x kind of angled piece. I don't know what you'd call that thing. And then the ball joint goes into the receptacle like so, and that is one of the legs. And this is going to go into the joint there. And now we build the other leg, which I imagine is going to look remarkably similar. And then this plugs into the hip. And so now we have our legs. And from that bag we have 4 more spare parts. So let's get to bag number 3. In editing, I might speed up the second leg since it's basically identical to the first leg, just mirrored. So if that happened, that's why I sped it up. And the same might happen here with the arms, so we'll see. Okay, so we take our kind of swivel looking piece again, and the ball joint receptacle piece, a red 1x3, and then a red 1x2 with the side studs. Let's see, the rounded 1x2, round 1x1, then a red slope going this way, black slope going this way. And then 2 black 1x pyramids. At the other end, 1x2 with the handlebar. Dark gray 1x3. Dark gray slope, angular slope, 1x2 light gray. And round 1x2, rounded 1x2. Then some black slopes, curved slopes, not angular slopes, just to be clear. One going that way, one going that way. Light gray 1x2 grid. Then these things that kind of clamp on here, these are going to represent fingers essentially. Then we're going to turn this over, around. Take a 2x2 plate with a socket. Then we're going to add a Technic pin, double-ended. And it goes underneath here, which would represent the thumb. Okay, so this is one of the arms. See the fingers there, the thumb on the underside. Then it locks in. It'll be the right arm. And now, if this ends up being the same on this side, I'll probably speed this part up because we're going to do the left arm now. So, the ultimate, 1x3, the 1x2 side sides, the rounded 1x2, round one side, the red slope, black slope, 2 pyramid pieces. Pyramid piece there, you can see. And 1x2 handlebar, 1x2 dark gray, 1x3 dark gray slope, 1x2 light gray, the 1x2 rounded, the black slope, 1x2 light gray, and fingers. Now this hand does not get a thumb piece. That locks in as the left arm. So now here we are, almost complete. We basically just have to build the lightsaber, I believe, and the droid. So this is the probe droid. Take our 1x block that has studs on all sides, except for the bottom. Then a 1x black with a rounded kind of peg hole in there. A 1x stick, basically. It's got double-ended. Then we take a black cone, put the red translucent 1x on it. Then it goes in front there. And so there's our probe droid, which goes onto the mech. Attaches back here. Then the lightsaber is this Technic pin, which we're then going to add the blade to one end, and then the other, and then it attaches in here the thumb, and we wrap the fingers around to give it some kind of stability. And then we take off Darth Maul's individual lightsaber. We're going to put it here on the back. And put him into the center here. Arms down. There we go. There's Darth Maul in the mech. So, you got movement there at each of the joints on the arms, each of the joints on the legs and the feet, so you can position it for stability. And then Maul himself can jump out, use his lightsaber. It's got the probe droid. So, yeah. Pretty straightforward. Not really any big surprises or anything. It's just a giant mech that looks like Darth Maul with Darth Maul piloting it. We've seen this in Star Wars. There's some from Marvel and DC now as well. We got a few more extra parts. So all together we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 extra pieces here. So yeah. And then our last pages here in the instruction booklet is just a picture of Maul inside the mech. So that is it for building. So now we're going to go back to regular mode and some final thoughts. So that's it for building the mech. Got some close-ups there at the end, but here it is again. Kind of a long shot here, but overall, I like the look of it. It's pretty straightforward. It's Darth Maul. His invaders are the ones that kind of make sense since they're already cyborgs. Because, like I said, this is post Phantom Menace Maul, I'm sure. So his lower half is a cyborg. It's cybernetic. He is a cyborg. So for him, it makes sense because in theory, there should probably be some way for him to like detach from his legs and just like fuse into the suit, similar to how Vader should probably be able to like kind of go like how he looks in the back to tank, but with like some of the electronics on, and then just like plug into his mech and use that as his limbs. At least that's my opinion, because these are non-canon. These are just, I'm assuming Lego went to Disney and was like, hey, we've got the parts to make decent looking mech figures. We've been doing it for a while with Ninjago. Can we do this with Star Wars and Marvel? Because like with Marvel, they kind of had it in with like the Hulkbuster armor for Iron Man. Like they could always argue like, well, it's kind of a stylized interpretation, because it is an armor that Iron Man gets into in his normal Iron Man suit. So, but here, like I said, these are non-canon. So I think they're kind of cool. I would like to see a few more for the Empire. Like since Luke has an X-Wing one, it'd be nice if we got a TIE Fighter or Interceptor one. Because again, that would kind of make sense, because it's already a vehicle. And if they want to go a little bit farther, maybe make a quad-legged one for the AT-AT or two-legged one for the AT-ST. Although at that point, you're basically just having AT-ST, just smaller scale. And maybe something for the Rebels, like the Snow Speeder maybe, or non-Luke X-Wing or Y-Wing pilots, generics. So those would kind of be nice. And then if they keep going, they can always go, the older, not the Old Republic, the Republic, and have, ones for the clone troopers and the various Jedi, give one to Yoda so he's like normal sized, something like that. But yeah, so like I said, I've done videos of a couple of the others, and I have the other two. And once I have them all built, I'll probably do like a comparison video. And I do have a couple for Marvel as well, so I might build those and just do a real big comparison video, kind of showing the Star Wars ones among themselves, the Marvel ones among themselves, and then kind of comparing and contrasting between the two. Although they're all going to have very similar construction, because they use pretty much the same scheme for everything, the same parts. So yeah, like I said, overall I like the set. Not too keen on the slight price bump that occurred, but that's just what happens over time. Plus certain other issues currently that are happening around the world. But yeah, so like I said, if you like the others, I think this one's decent. I know people kind of trashed it online. I don't really remember what their complaints were, other than why are they making these. But if you're in, I think you'd probably like it if you like the others. So yeah, overall, decent set. Like I showed you the other, the play features are kind of limited as far as flexibility. There's no elbow and knee joints. They're all at the shoulders, hips, and ankles. But, that's not really a big issue with Lego sets. A lot of them are not super articulated to begin with. So expecting these to be that way, kind of, that's not really that's not really a fair criticism, I should say. But yeah, there it is. Check it out. If they're up by the time I make this, I'll have affiliate links, but I wouldn't expect to see those yet. So if you see this at some point in the future, after, say, 3/4 the way through June of 2025, they might be in there now. And since I won't know what I'm going to do until I edit, some parts of this might have been sped up. If they were, it's because the right and left legs are essentially the same construction, just mirrored, and the arms are almost identical, except mirrored as well. Except one has the thumb piece to hold the lightsaber. So I might have sped up the second ones, and that's why. You didn't miss anything. You saw it the first time. So that's all I've got today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you like the Lego Star Wars mechs? Think they're silly? Would you like to see Lego take other liberties with the Marvel and Star Wars and DC lines? Because DC also has these. Rather ridiculously, the Superman mech is Superman and a giant robot fighting Lex Luthor in not a giant robot, just Lex Luthor in his battle armor, like just a regular scale Lego minifigure. I think that's quite absurd, but I'm probably going to buy it. But yeah, so that's all I've got on this one. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you liked what you saw here, sharing and commenting helps us grow the channel. We always appreciate it. Subscribing, of course, is the name of the game here on YouTube. We always appreciate that. And thank all of you who helped us cross the 500 mark here not too long ago. And hopefully you stick with us. And as I've mentioned in every other Lego video, I do plan on building larger Lego sets. Now, whenever I build those, I probably am going to speed up the building section, and I might actually do those differently. So if you see this, let me know if you think you'd prefer me to rearrange the order of the footage so that I do the wrap up at the end, but instead do that like I'll say, hey, we're going to build this, then do the actual review, but then show the building part so that you can get to the review part earlier. Let me know if you folks would appreciate it that way. In other words, because the way I have to do it, like chronologically, is I have to open the box, dump the parts out, build the mech or whatever, and then do the review and we'll talk about it a little bit at the end. But obviously, since it's a video that I can edit, I can rearrange the sequence of those things and put the building part at the end, so the part you might care about more comes before that point, if all that makes any sense. Or just let me know if timestamps are enough so you can skip past it if you want to. But anyway, just let me know. And that's all I've got for today. So this being a Star Wars video, you know where we're going here. But remember, the Force will be with you always.